Welcome back to another episode of Just Your Average Baker. I'm Amelia, and in today's episode we will be making homemade biscuits. I've never made biscuits before. I found a recipe that seemed fairly easy to follow, so figured we'd just give it a go and see how it turned out. Let's go ahead and get on to what ingredients you'll need for today. For the biscuits, you will need 2 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, half a cup of shortening. I'm using margarine because I don't have any shortening, so we'll just see how it goes. And 3/4 of a cup of milk. After preheating your oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit, in a large mixing bowl, we're going to mix together our flour, baking powder, and salt. Now we will add in our shortening, or in my case margarine, and then using a fork, or I'm going to use my hands, you're just going to mix it until it resembles coarse crumbs. Now we are going to mix in our milk with a fork, as the recipe specifies, and we'll just mix it until it begins to pull away from the sides of the bowl. So my dough is seeming really wet. So I'm going to try adding some extra flour and see if that brings it together. Well, that definitely helped. I think it's still a little too sticky, so I'm gonna add more flour. It's definitely looking doughier, but it's not pulling away from the sides, so I'm gonna add even more flour, and hopefully we'll be done soon with this dough. Okay, that's looking more doughy. I probably have added at least a half a cup of flour at this point to get it to this consistency. Next step, it says to turn the dough out onto a lightly floured surface and toss with flour until no longer sticky. It doesn't say knead, it just says toss. So, not entirely sure what that means, but we'll give it a go. And our dough is pretty sticky, so we'll see here. Is that what it means by toss? Just literally tossing it? Am I taking it too literally? I guess that's it. Now we're ready to roll out our dough until it's about a ½ inch thick, and then we'll cut it with cookie cutters and place the biscuits onto an ungreased baking sheet. Pro tip, before beginning to roll stuff out, put a little damp paper towel under your cutting board, and that will stop it from slipping around, hopefully. I don't actually have a round circle cutter, so I'm going to be using this ball jar screw top thingamajigger. Yeah. You're going to want to make sure to flour your cookie cutter though. I'm going to re-roll my dough and cut a few more and put those on a different baking sheet. But once you are finished cutting out all of your biscuits and you've got them all on your ungreased baking sheet, you're going to pop those in the oven and bake them for about 10 minutes until they're golden brown. I took the biscuits out of the oven and put them on this tray. They don't look like the prettiest biscuits, but I am excited to try one. I am going to cut a biscuit in half and have half of it plain and half of it with some raspberry jam. Taste test time. I will start with the half that is just plain. That's not too bad. It's not as, they don't look pretty, so I didn't know if they would taste very good, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's not the best biscuit I've ever had, but they were really quick and easy to make. So let's try the side with the jam. I definitely like the side with the jam more, and I think if you put a little pat of butter on these too, like if you don't like jam, you could put some butter on them. I think that would taste really delicious, or even a little bit of honey. So they are good, they just don't look so cute. And I really don't think that using butter or margarine over shortening made a huge difference. You guys saw I had the trouble with the dough being a little bit runny. That was probably my fault, just saying. So yeah, overall, good recipe, pretty good biscuits, not too shabby. I mean, they're edible. This is my first time making biscuits and they turned out edible, so I'll take it. Yeah. We have made it to the end of today's video. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a like or a thumbs up, whatever you do. Subscribe to the channel to see more baking videos, candy videos, food related videos in general, and I will see you guys next week. Happy baking. Bye. Oh, you guys like my sweater? Such a good book.